Hello everyone, and welcome to my Young and the Restless official 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Claire is cautioned by Holden's old friend Sienna, and Sally divulges a secret to an aggressive Billy. Kyle informs his parents at the Abbott home that he would be departing shortly. Harrison recently returned from Italy, so they're not impressed that he's leaving him, but he claims he must see Claire before Holden does. Victoria abused her daughter's trust by telling Kyle where she was staying, which surprises Jack and Diane. Kyle persuaded her that Claire needed to be separated from Holden. Jack gives a grimace. They worry that he won't receive the outcome he wants. His acts could be considered intrusive by Claire. Diane questions whether stating the obvious will make matters worse. Kyle acknowledges that they were correct to suggest and arrange a vacation to Paris, and he pledges to manage the situation properly. Diane complains that Holden is sounding envious. Perhaps Claire simply wants to relax a little. It's possible that she is aware of what she has done and is okay with it. After receiving a ton of advice from his folks, Kyle is shocked when Harrison rushes downstairs and tells him not to attend. The worst thing occurred. Harrison discloses that he had a nightmare about being in a car with Jack and Claire as Jack and Diane leave. After Claire left, he was unable to see her for a while. The boy is assured by Kyle that he will see her. Harrison Kyle. Claire, where are you? As they have vespers at a nightclub in Los Angeles, Claire tells Holden how wonderful a tour guide he is. He informs her that this was his place when he lived there, and she is impressed with the exclusive club. Holden is amazed at Claire's ability to open his eyes to the wonders of Los Angeles as they discuss their plans for tomorrow. He says, "We're just getting started." They raise a toast. Claire. Holden and Claire are comparing notes on their pasts when a woman approaches and yells, "Holden Novak." They discover another similarity. "Where the hell have you been, stranger?" she demands, reprimanding him for failing to call ahead. Holden welcomes Sienna and assumes she is still in charge of the establishment. Following the introductions, Sienna chirps that he has improved his taste in women and that everyone is superior to Audra, the last one. Holden responds that she is a part of his past that he would prefer to forget when Sienna asks what happened to her. As he ends the questioning, Claire arches an eyebrow. "Make sure he behaves," Sienna teases before leaving. Claire starts questioning him about what transpired between him and Audra right away. Holden refuses to fall for it. Sienna Claire. Holden tells Sienna not to bring up Audra to start a fight when she returns after Claire uses the loo. He assures the woman that since they are only friends, jealousy is not likely to arise. She seems a bit too naive for his taste, Sienna thought. According to Holden, Claire is astute, just like you. Well, Sienna retorts, "You should know." Sienna Holden. Is Sally going to tell something? Sally is on a video conversation with Jill back in Genoa City at the Jazz Lounge bar. Jill apologizes for not meeting with her during her visit to the city regarding Abbott Communications, but she says she liked her proposal and has chosen to invest. Sally is overjoyed. Billy descends the stairs as Jill cautions him that he cannot be aware of their arrangement. Jill YNR. Jill cautions Sally not to allow her emotions get in the way of her decision and advises her to think about what she should say to Billy. It's possible that her son will take her in a direction she'd rather not go. Billy, who has come over, notes that Sally logs off fast. Sally acknowledges that the person she was talking to requested that she not reveal who they were to him. She blurts out, "It was your mum." Billy loses his temper over Jill phoning his girlfriend. Sally tells him she is willing to invest in their business once she manages to get a word in edgewise. What a waste of a secret. Sally. When Billy finds out that Sally came up with the idea, he says his mother will never be the main investor in his business. She sacrificed everything for Abbott Communications, Sally reminded him. She did this without consulting him, which he finds unbelievable. Sally maintains that it shows how much Jill believes in him. Billy has a serious issue with this because he will once more be at her mercy. Sally Billy. Sally contends that Jill requested that she keep her investment a secret from him. Billy cautions that if she learns that Sally told him, she might stop providing the financing. Sally believes that hiding Jill's involvement from him is riskier. She cannot use deception to establish a business or relationship. This feels like a test to Billy. The last scenes. When Holden inquires as to whether Sienna is still with Mitch at the nightclub in Los Angeles, she is berating him for not phoning or emailing. Although she acknowledges that she doesn't know where he is at the moment, she claims they are lifelong partners. When Claire returns to them, Sienna cautions her against accepting shit from anyone and against ever being controlled by someone. The Sienna-Claire YNR. After leaving, Claire tells Holden that she's excited to solve his mysteries. Is that what the kids are calling it these days? Claire continues to flirt, hinting that a deeper understanding of Holden is necessary to decipher the code. She's willing to take on the challenge. They raise a toast. Harrison asks Kyle if they're still moving in together at the Abbott house because he can't wait for Claire to see his Halloween costume. In an ambiguous statement, Kyle states that he wants to see Claire as frequently as possible. As Kyle promises to bring Claire home and improve the situation, Diane and Jack make a reappearance. Kyle Harrison YNR. Sally advises Billy in the jazz lounge to choose between moving forward as a partnership with her or going it alone. He questions whether turning down Jill's money will also mean turning her away. This is the proper thing to do because Sally needs his faith. Billy decides to speak with Jill directly since he is concerned about her meddling in the business. Make sure she's in this for the right reasons. Sally cautions that it's a bad idea because he might ruin their chances of launching. Please don't apologize for my trust in you. The drama in The Young and the Restless heats up as secrets, jealousy, and manipulation ignite emotional explosions on both coasts. In Los Angeles, Claire Grace finds herself caught between the charming yet mysterious Holden Novak and the watchful gaze of his old friend Sienna Bacall, while back in Genoa City, Sally Spector's business ambitions collide with Billy Abbott's fiery temper when Jill's secret investment comes to light. Between emotional caution, passionate confusion, and family tension, this episode unfolds like a storm brewing just before midnight. At the Abbott mansion, Kyle Abbott drops a bombshell that leaves Jack and Diane speechless. He calmly announces that he's leaving soon, a decision that doesn't sit well with his parents, especially since Harrison just returned from Italy. The little boy barely had time to settle in before his father is preparing to fly across the country again. Jack folds his arms, his tone gruff but concerned. Kyle, you can't just up and leave your son like that. He's been missing you for months. Diane adds softly, he needs stability, not another goodbye. But Kyle stands firm, eyes glinting with determination. I have to see Claire before Holden does, he admits, his voice betraying more emotion than he'd like. Jack and Diane exchange an uneasy look. They know this isn't just about friendship, it's about obsession, guilt, and something deeper that Kyle refuses to say out loud. What truly shocks them is that Victoria Newman told him where Claire was staying. Diane gasps, Victoria did what? Kyle nods, explaining that Victoria, in a moment of misplaced trust, revealed Claire's address in Los Angeles. Jack grimaces. That was a mistake. Victoria just handed you a loaded weapon. Kyle insists that he convinced Victoria that Claire needed space from Holden, that separating her from him was the right thing to do. But Diane shakes her head, clearly worried. And what if Claire doesn't see it that way? What if she sees it as you trying to control her? Jack's words land with weight. Kyle, you can't force someone to need you. Be careful you don't make things worse. Diane crosses her arms, clearly unimpressed. You're walking a thin line. If you go charging in like some knight in shining armor, Claire might think you're the problem. Kyle sighs, rubbing the back of his neck. You're right. I'll handle this carefully. I'll make sure I don't overstep. Still, there's a gleam in his eyes, a stubborn, restless spark that tells his parents he's going, no matter what. Just as the conversation winds down, a small voice interrupts. Dad. Harrison rushes down the stairs, his little face pale. Don't go. The boy's eyes are wide with fear. The worst thing happened. Everyone freezes. Jack kneels beside him. What's wrong, buddy? Harrison explains in a trembling voice that he had a nightmare, one where he was in a car with Jack and Claire, and something terrible happened. After Claire left, I couldn't see her again, he whispers. Kyle hugs his son tightly, assuring him it was just a dream. You'll see her again soon, Harrison. I promise. But even as he says the words, a flicker of unease crosses his face. Sometimes, children's fears are more than dreams, they're warnings. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, under the golden glow of city lights, Claire and Holden share a rare carefree evening. The two are at a stylish nightclub, its polished marble floors and sultry jazz tones reflecting the vibrant pulse of the city. You're an amazing tour guide, Claire laughs, raising her glass. Holden smirks. This place used to be my haunt back in the day. You could say I left my mark here. His tone is teasing but nostalgic. Claire looks around, impressed. It's beautiful. You really know your city. Holden's smile softens as he watches her, realizing that for the first time in years, he feels at peace. They clink glasses. We're just getting started, Holden says, his voice low and confident. The chemistry between them is palpable, an electricity that hums just beneath the surface. Claire leans in slightly. So, what's the plan for tomorrow? He grins. Surprise. I've got a few places you'll love. But just as the mood settles into something tender, a voice slices through the noise. Holden Novak. Both turn toward the source, a tall woman with fiery auburn hair and an energy that commands attention. Holden's eyes widen. Sienna? The woman strides up with mock annoyance. Where the hell have you been, stranger? You disappear for years and think you can just stroll back into my club? Holden laughs awkwardly. You're still running this place, huh? Sienna smiles slyly. Someone's got to keep it from burning down. Her eyes flick to Claire, instantly assessing. So, this is the new one? Claire introduces herself politely, but Sienna's smirk deepens. Well, Holden, you've upgraded. She's a step up from Audra, way up. The name drops like a stone in the air. Claire's smile falters slightly, her curiosity piqued. Holden clears his throat. Sienna, his tone warns her to stop, but she presses on. Whatever happened to that one? She nearly burned your life down. Holden stiffens. She's part of my past. A part I'd rather forget. The edge in his voice is sharp enough to cut glass. As Sienna saunters off, Claire arches an eyebrow. So, who's Audra? Holden deflects, waving off the question. Nobody important. Claire isn't convinced, but she drops it, for now. When she heads to the restroom, Sienna circles back, her tone suddenly serious. Don't start trouble for the girl, Holden. She seems sweet. Don't drag her into your old messes. Holden bristles. We're just friends. Sienna laughs under her breath. Friends? That girl's already looking at you like you hung the moon. Holden smirks. She's smart. Like you. Sienna's gaze sharpens. Then you should know, smart women don't stay blind for long. Back in Genoa City, Sally Spector's night takes a sharp turn. Sitting in the dimly lit jazz lounge, she's on a video call with Jill Abbott. Jill's image flickers on the screen, her tone brisk but warm. Sally, I want to apologize for missing our meeting in person, but I've reviewed your proposal for Abbott Communications, and I like it. Sally's eyes light up. You mean? Jill smiles. I'm in. Consider me an investor. Sally's joy is immediate, bubbling over into a radiant smile. Jill, that's incredible. Thank you. But Jill's tone shifts slightly, cautious. One condition, Billy can't know. Not yet. Sally's smile fades. He won't like that. Jill sighs. He won't, and that's exactly why he can't know. He'll accuse me of meddling again. Sally reluctantly agrees just as Billy comes down the stairs behind her. Jill sees him on the screen and quickly ends the call. Remember, not a word, she warns before disconnecting. Billy's voice is sharp. Who was that? Sally hesitates but blurts it out. Your mother. His jaw clenches instantly. What did she want? Sally explains about Jill's investment, but before she can finish, Billy's temper flares. So she went behind my back again? She's trying to control another part of my life. Sally raises her hands defensively. Billy, she believes in us, in you. She wants to help. But Billy shakes his head, pacing like a lion in a cage. No, Sally. She wants to own us. That's what she does. Sally tries to calm him. Jill told me to keep it secret because she knew you'd react like this. His eyes blaze. And you thought lying to me was better? Sally's frustration bursts out. I didn't lie. I just didn't want to start another war between you two. He leans closer, his tone low but furious. You don't understand, Sally. Every time I take a step forward, she pulls me back. I won't let her manipulate me through you. Sally's expression softens. Then don't let her. Let's show her we can make this work our way. But Billy isn't ready to hear it. Still, Sally won't back down. We can't build something real on secrets. If Jill wants to help, we take the money openly, or not at all. Her voice trembles slightly but remains steady. We either move forward as partners, or I walk away. The tension is thick, both of them breathing hard. Billy stares at her, torn between pride and reason. You're really willing to lose us, over my mother? Sally shakes her head. No, Billy. I'm willing to lose the lies. Back in Los Angeles, Holden and Sienna's tense reunion continues. Sienna leans on the bar, arms crossed. Still running from your past? Holden smirks. Aren't we all? Sienna's eyes narrow. Mitch still asks about you, by the way. Holden chuckles dryly. You still with him? She shrugs. On and off. Mostly off. But we're bonded for life, I guess. When Claire returns, Sienna's tone shifts. She studies the younger woman carefully before saying, Be careful, sweetheart. Don't let anyone, and I mean anyone, control your story. Claire nods politely, but the words echo in her mind long after Sienna walks away. Holden notices her silence. You okay? Claire smiles faintly. Just thinking. He grins. About me? She laughs softly. About your secrets. He leans in closer, his voice barely a whisper. Maybe one day, I'll let you in. She tilts her head, playfully replying, challenge accepted. Their glasses meet again, the sparkle of possibility and danger flickering between them. Back in Genoa City, the emotional turbulence continues at the Abbott house. Harrison, now calmer, tugs on Kyle's sleeve. Are we still moving in together? Kyle forces a smile. Of course, buddy. And wait until Claire sees your Halloween costume. Harrison grins, bouncing with excitement, while Jack and Diane exchange worried glances. When Harrison runs off, Jack turns to Kyle. You really think this trip will fix things? Kyle's gaze hardens. I'm not trying to fix her, Dad. I just want her to see who's really there for her. Diane sighs. Just, don't lose yourself trying to save someone else. At the same moment, Sally and Billy's argument simmers down into painful quiet. The jazz lounge feels heavier now, the soft music no longer soothing but haunting. Sally looks at him earnestly. Billy, you have to choose, move forward with me, or keep fighting everyone who tries to help. He exhales, rubbing his temples. If I take her money, I'll owe her. I can't let Jill pull my strings again. Sally meets his eyes. Then trust me to keep us steady. I'm not her, Billy. I'm me. Billy hesitates, torn between pride and the woman in front of him. You really think this can work? He murmurs. If you trust me, she replies. Completely. After a long moment, Billy straightens up. Fine. But I'm talking to her myself. I need to make sure she's doing this for the right reasons. Sally tenses. That's not a good idea. She warned you'd react like this. Billy smirks. Then she knows me too well. He starts to leave, and Sally catches his arm. Billy, please. Don't ruin this before it begins. He looks down at her hand, then back at her face, a mix of affection and frustration swirling in his eyes. If you want me to be your partner, Sally, you'll have to let me fight my own battles. She lets go slowly. Then just promise me one thing, don't apologize for trusting me. And as night falls in both Los Angeles and Genoa City, the parallel storms continue to build. Claire, unaware that Kyle is on his way, raises her glass to Holden under the neon lights. To mysteries, she teases. Holden's smirk returns. And the brave souls who try to solve them. Across the country, Billy walks away from Sally, muttering under his breath, while she stands frozen in place, torn between hope and regret. 2 cities. 2 couples. 2 ticking clocks. Secrets are rising like floodwater, and before long, someone's truth will break the dam wide open. The next morning dawns with tension stretching across both cities, a thin, invisible thread connecting hearts, secrets, and mistakes. In Genoa City, the Abbott home feels unusually quiet. Diane is in the kitchen pouring coffee when Jack enters, looking preoccupied. You didn't sleep either? She asks gently. He shakes his head, settling beside her. No. I kept thinking about Kyle.